Thomas, before we get into the really important things and explain who this little rabbit is, tell us what record did we listen?
We went to 1987 to this record.
Okay.
Very cool music.
It's a French release, but she's from Senegal.
Okay.
It sounds so amazing, this one, when I play it on my equipment. I think you have a little chance if you will hear it here. It's so big.
It's the first time that I'm listening to this show with headphones on, and the bass is amazing on this record. It's really nice.
Yeah, you get such a warm when it starts up.
Yeah.
And when you hear now, it's getting to like a really nice jazz feeling. Now back to you.
Wonderful opener. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah. Who is this guy? Okay, some of them who are aware of my German channel probably know him. Snake Oil has, I think the first or second largest hi-fi channel here in Germany, and we are doing a stream every Friday on his channel. So we are quite fond of each other after some time now. We really enjoy doing those things. And I said, as he also always was listening to the streams, hey, come on, jump on in. Would be amazing to have finally a raccoon, because of course he hears things we don't due to his biological circumstances. And so he will just accompany us today and give us his insights, which are usually way more on the hi-fi side of things. But he also started a journey into vinyl, and I love to accompany him on this journey. And of course, we are also very happy that we now have somebody with us whose journey into vinyl is a little longer by now. Hello, Stanti.
Hello, and I completely object to what you just say about just having a raccoon for the first time. Look at my eyes.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, you're part of the family.
Know that you say it. Know that you. Stanti, how have you been?
I'm okay.
What do you drink?
Champagne.
Champagne is good. I have my vodka on mango.
Oh, well. Where is the vodka from?
The vodka is from Poland.
Okay.
Yeah, good choice.
After the second glass of vodka, it's always a good choice.
Yeah. Where is your vodka, Thomas? You don't drink vodka tonight, right?
I don't know. But I think I had a...
Wait. Before you get... okay. Yeah. What is it? What is it? What was that?
It says the water.
Water. Okay.
See?
Right.
All of us, we have to drink alcohol when we see all the records that Thomas is showing.
It's just to comfort us. Right.
But is Denmark a vodka country?
Yeah.
Are the Danish into vodka as well?
Danes are mostly into beer, I think. But
all right.
I think.
But Scandinavia in total, like the Finns, they are really into vodka, right? And
yeah. I think
Iceland.
Beer is number one also here.
Yeah. But I think we're number one of the most drinking country in Europe. We're not proud of
Denmark or Sweden?
Denmark.
Ireland is the biggest country, drinking country.
Ireland, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
They also have the highest rate of suicide. I don't know.
Ireland? Oh, really?
You think it correlates? Stunty. Was this a Stunty approved record? I would say
100%.
yes. Yeah.
I played that record quite a few times, at least a couple of times in my streams. It's a French record that used to be super cheap. I don't think it's super expensive yet. It's probably not cheap anymore, but that would be probably on the affordable side of things that Thomas shows us. But I see he's got like an insert or like a printed inner sleeve. Okay, mine doesn't have that.
Oh.
Okay, it's it's a W. I don't think it's an original one.
Oh, because the label is this.
Yeah, it's a small French label. Amanita Fall, she's only done that album. There's also a 12-inch EP with one track that I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm pretty sure it's from that album. There's an album, like Thomas played a track that is kind of a little bit mellow. There's a track that is a party track on this as well. Which starts with a piano solo, very energetic. It's really, really cool little record, yeah. And she hasn't done anything else.
And let me get a snake oil into it, because I can imagine that also for a person who is not that experienced when it comes to vinyl.
Say it, name it. I have no clue. That's what Michael wanted to say. That's all right, Michael. I can live with it.
But you like that, right? For sure. This is one of those records you have to like. There's nothing to dislike, right?
Yeah. It's fresh. It has a good groove. Definitely on my wish list.
Good luck with the wish list. Ask Justin Peters.
Sandy said it's cheap, so.
I just looked it up.
Yeah, okay.
And I think I paid €100 for it, which was the
that's all right.
Maybe. But now last one is sold for $250, and the cheapest one is $400 now.
Wow.
All right.
That used to be like a 5-10 euro record like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Less than so.
But Stunty, 10 years ago is a different universe when it comes to vinyl.
No,
you
but
can get there's a reissue of it.
That's why then. Now I understand. Because it makes no sense that it would be that hyped suddenly.
Do you think, Stunty, that a reissue can have this impact, that it goes from €10 to €400?
Just think about it, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
A reissue of something cool is announced. I didn't know about it. I discovered the record through that announcement. The reissue will be like $30. Like maybe 2 months before the reissue was announced, it was €20 for an original. Suddenly it's 45. Paying 45 for an original instead of 30 for a reissue, I'm going to buy the original. And then when all the affordable copies are gone, and then the reissue comes out, the knowledge grows. It's easy.
Yes, I agree. But I loved how you put it and explained it. But when we are now talking about the one that is still for sale is 400. That's a sick jump.
Yeah.
This is not a regular jump, in my opinion.
But I think it's moving. During the last 5 years, it's going up. I can see
it's a really good record.
Yeah, the last 10 copies, the cheapest one is 85.
Okay.
I remember playing this a few years ago, and when it was still cheap, and our friend, not dumb, but Alex Motoric, he said, it's all right, I don't want it. And he could have gotten it for like $30-40 back then.
Let's talk to him nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a good choice for starters.
We need a good choice for second as well.
I hope so. You have one?
I like it. So for me, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
been here, yeah, much too long, yeah, moving on. I'm moving on, yeah, I've been here much too long, yeah. If you see me standing on the roadside, yeah, a smile on my face, a twinkle in my eyes, yeah, moving on. I've been here, yeah, much too long. All right.
Thorsten, please tell us everything about this album.
Yes, yeah, no problem. So this is a French artist, and I know him from like 30 years ago, and personally met him, and I have this story to tell.
Amazing.
The hour of the recruit.
Even Stunty is impressed. Yeah.
See? Thomas, can you tell us a little bit about it?
No, wait. Before he's Thorsten is finished, I want to know what color was his shit when he took a dump.
I think this is the one and only album from Larry T and the family. Came out in 1980, and it says it's a funk soul album, but it has a little bit funky folk feeling to it, I think. But it doesn't sound like any other albums.
But what country is it?
It's from America.
It's American? Because it's not an American accent. He's not singing with an American accent. So I found that interesting. And when people have different accents and you can hear it.
Stunty, have you been aware of this record?
No. It's not. I mean, this kind of music, if the records I'm aware of, like if it's really, really obscure, unless it's something that is on the map of like most diggers, there's no reason I would really know that much about it. But I don't even remember ever seeing it.
Of course.
There's like 1,360 people want it.
Okay, so it's among collectors, it's quite an famous record. But how many have it?
11?
151.
Okay.
And there's one for sale for 920. So
only one.
Only one. Yeah.
It's sometimes it's getting difficult.
When you're showing these kinds of records, you should probably mention if there is a repress, reissue available or not, because it's great music. I would like to have it, but not for
where is Manfred when you need him? This is Manfred's job. He is the guy who knows all the reissues and looks them up and always says, "Oh, there is a reissue from this and then and that." But Stunty, this is crazy, isn't it? That this is a €900 record. Nobody has heard about it, and it's crazy.
In that niche of soul funk, there's been hardcore collectors of that kind of music for 50 years now. So
we all know one, yeah.
It's not like I'm. Like for me, a really, really expensive record is 500 most of the time.
It starts at 500.
Actually, a record I just got, thanks to someone who's in the chat right now, a record that you have already, Michael, but one that I wanted to be patient because I didn't want to overpay, so I paid €35 for it.
That's a wonderful.
35 in perfect condition. That's a good price for this, right?
This is an amazing. Yeah, it is. But this is an amazing album. I did a short about it, if I remember correctly, on the English channel. I love it.
Yeah, it
I love
features
it.
Jackie
I
Lipside
wasn't
on
aware
drums.
that you didn't have it.
Oh, I mean, I have been after it for a long time, for at least 7-8 years, but I didn't want to overpay for it because I
This
thought
is a
like,
very reasonable price.
Mm. yeah, I mean, it's an EP, it's not an album.
Yeah. Stunty,
But
you want to give a reply to Pumping Vinyl? Because I think he is talking about your comment about 500 euros for a record.
I was saying 30, not 40. So it's already, maybe I miss like my pronunciation wasn't good enough, but 30 is a lot, I think, as well. But in the world of reissues, you have to consider that when it's a new artist, brand new music, usually it's cheaper than a reissue, because with a reissue you have to pay licensing, you have to pay the artist, whereas usually a new artist, they're happy with having some copies, or deals are usually different. So for a new record, I expect to pay between 18 and 23 euros. For a reissue, I'm not surprised when it goes to 30.
Pumping Vinyl, I totally agree with you. And Stunty said that. He
said that in the field I am, 500 is quite expensive. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, who is in a different field? For whom is a $500 or euro record not expensive? I think not for everybody. Except this guy, of course.
No, but expensive is when, for me, expensive means it's too much money, but I want it so much and there's no other way. So I might try to make some crazy move and get it anyways. That's what expensive is to me.
And people, believe it or not, Stunty is doing those kind of stunts. Believe it or not, but he does. When he really wants a record, Stunty does crazy things. But that is maybe stuff for own stream, right, Stunty?
Well, I think that having a vinyl record buying a raccoon is way more crazy than anything I will do.
That's true. That's true. Thomas, that was quite a road from now. 2 amazing records. What can we expect from the third?
I would just say to comment that there's so many collectors now that 500 euro is nothing for them.
Are there?
I think that's and they can, people who can see the investment in it, that it goes from 100 to 200 to 300 to 500 to 800.
Like it or not, right? Like it or not. Yeah.
No, I think they only buy if they like it, but they can see like there's an investment in it. And
no, like the situation or not if they like it. I said like the situation, that there are a lot of people who are willing to pay that kind of money or don't.
Yeah, I like it when I have the record. I hate it when I need to buy it, but that's how it is.
Exactly.
But the weather in Denmark today has been so bad, and I listened to this song earlier, and it fits directly into Denmark today.
And it rains here every day since I came, and the lichen covers rocks, and the green finds everything. Chimicum rain, and the rain down around you. Chimicum rain. In the soak of leaves and the needle tufts and foam, in the grasses and the reeds and the spilling over stone, chimicum rain, and the rain down spacing out. I'm seeing silences between leaves. I'm seeing doubt. I'm seeing silences that are here. He belongs here. Can't have him. He belongs here.
See, raining isn't that bad, Thomas. See, best proof. That was wonderful.
It's one of my favorite folk records.
Wonderful.
It's amazing album. She only did this one album.
Amazing.
Linda
Stanti,
Perkins.
you are familiar with this album too?
Yeah, that's a classic. But when I see people saying it's like Thomas, it's my favorite folk records, and people saying like that's what true love has got to be. Bullshit. This is what true love has got to be.
Thorsten, have you been aware of this record?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it's perfect song for suicide. That's absolutely not my music.
So we can be happy and be pleased that you still are with us. Okay.
Yeah. We can be happy that it's not raining here. So
Yeah, but it was a stunning song. Thomas, tell us a little bit about this record, please, if possible. Again, one of those crazy expensive ones, hard to get, or decent. And when did you get your copy?
Right before he says, I can tell you that 20 years ago, it was already like a 300, 400 euro record.
Okay, question answered.
Yeah, I think the label Cap is not like the biggest American one. I have a lot, but only a few good records on this label, in my opinion, that I have aware of. I'm not sure if it came out like in. It was not a big hit when it came out, and she only did this one album.
Oh, I think Seeking a Thread, aka Dom, is differently. That she did another album 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think it wasn't it some songs that never came out or something.
Okay, maybe you can shed some light on it. Stanti, do I have to block you now?
He asked me what was the name of the
You
record.
don't have to answer every question, dump ass.
That was the only question I answered. I'm not answering every question.
Yeah, of course you answered this one. See, that's what I always talk about to you when I talk about the English vinyl community. It's hard.
yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
It's tough out here. It's tough out here. Trust
I
me.
must say that I saw Torsten's, how do you call it, snot move a little bit like that when I wrote the name in the chat.
Stanti, can you also give us some enjoyable music, whatever that means when it comes to Stanti records?
All right, let's try to have our vengeance on Thomas. Thomas playing all these beautiful records that we can't afford.
I knew. Now it's getting. Of course, it gets tough now.
Let's try to play a record to that Thomas will getting grip sweat for.
Okay, but before you do, let me give a warning to Manfred. Thorsten, take a cigarette break. Manfred,
no, he will like it.
Okay.
There you go.
treno che corre sui binari. Il treno entra in una galleria. Il treno entra in una galleria. E sparisce completamente.
Stunty, what are we listening to here now? What was that?
So this is part of the Italian avant-garde of the early 80s, minimalism, new age, jazz. This label Lynx, they have 7 or 8 releases. All of them are really, really collectible. You can't see maybe here, but all the colors are added by hand. So it's basically customized by the artist. Every copy was that way, so every copy is different. They only did 200 copies of it. And these records go usually for 300, 400, 500. But I mean, the knowledge is not yet completely there. Thankfully, a shop got back stock, dead stock from 2 releases of that label. I already had 3, and I'm good now. I don't need the other ones. I have the ones I think are the best ones, and the prices were really nice. I mean, it was still expensive, but like less, like 60-70% what the price I would normally pay for this. So, and they're invisible. When I played this on my stream, when I played it on my stream on Friday, the few copies that were available were instantly bought, even at €300. Steve Davis, the snooker champion, he bought them, all of them. He's gonna join us at Den Bosch this year, by the way. So
he will. Oh, that's cool.
And it's basically kind of the most new age aspect of Don Cherry's music. You have Andrea Sentenzo here, who is a great jazz musician, very collectible as well. So these are everything. The package is cool. It's very collectible. It's rare. The music is amazing. It's also esoteric. It's not like stuff that sound like everything else. So I think that this is a record for Thomas. Am I correct?
You're for sure. But before I get into Thomas, just let me get a brief impression of Thorsten, because this is quite out there stuff. How do you, at the situation of your journey right now?
Yes, I really need to apologize with Thomas. The Rain song was fantastic. Now I can really appreciate the Rain song after listening to Stunty.
Okay. I expected something like that, but that might change in 2 or 3 or 4 months or a year. But okay, Thomas, your take on that one.
I don't like it. I love it. It's. I think that brings me on a journey I never tried before. So it has a new sound, a new quality to it that I don't know of, and that's often what I find interesting in records. What is difficult is to find people who can show those to you. Like Stunty is the only one I know that has those. So it's difficult to get into that area. But I guarantee you, the more you hear it, the more you love to be in that area. And I think Stunty is.
Do you have to be at a certain point of your journey to really appreciate it? I think if this is the 3rd record you ever hear of or from, you might see that differently.
Actually, Michael, if it's literally the third record you hear, which means you haven't. If you aren't like formatized by radio and all that, then it would be probably, because it really goes. It's almost environmental music in a way. Like it has a flow, a rhythm that is much closer to nature rather than whatever.
Yep.
But you're correct.
And also to this kind of tribal and urban music. You know what I mean? A specific folklore songs in a way.
Yeah, but you got this beautiful voice that is doing some stuff that is quite minimal. When you let go of like expecting a melody, that you can sing along, when it's just like closer to improvisation, to nature, to the sounds of nature, or to, I mean, this is spiritual music. So if you think of music, of rituals of the church and all that, you're closer to that than you are to Cardi B or whatever pop music you have. But
by the way, Stanti, I know you're quite excited. Sorry to interrupt, but this is really important, and I know it excites you extremely. Taylor Swift has landed in Düsseldorf 40 minutes ago.
And where is the shooter? Do you know?
No. But I'm waiting for her to arrive. If that happens,
if you shoot her in the ear, it might be fine as well.
So, okay, Thomas, we don't get it on that. No. Thomas, so you loved it, you liked it, not a big surprise. You have that means you don't have this record.
No, I never seen it. So it's.
Was that a new record for you? But or did you only get aware right now of it?
It was a new record for me. I never seen it before. But that's a little bit how it is for all of us. There's so much music in the world that you cannot know everything. You can see I played one Stundy didn't know before, and for me it's obvious. This one is obvious for Stundy, and I never heard about it.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit the road you're on your life that you get into different kind of music. And but if you love music the whole way, you will learn a lot about a lot of different music. And I think when you collect it as much as I do, as Stundy does, and you do, you know a lot about how is the world of music, what kind is where, how many records are there, how big is this, and then you listen in a different way because you're not hungry, but you are interested in new music, if you could say that.
I'm still curious with one thing with Torsten. So the music is a bit too far out for you right now. And Michael introduced us to you through the sound and aspect of music. But what is your connection with the object side of things? And when you see something like that is
super cool. That is super cool. I totally love the idea that it is hand painted by the artist. That's amazing for me. That is really the point where I think, okay, I want to have an album like that. The individual uniqueness of a cover, that is really great. And I also get your point. That is, it sounds like nature. It has the chaos of nature. Sure, but that is not really, I mean, that is, you can call it music, but for me, music, it has to have a beat, a groove. There should be a timing, and if that's missing, then it's difficult.
If it's missing for you now, and keyword now, then just fine. Like, you don't have to rush it. Like, whenever that feels right for you to not need that, then it will be right for you. If it's not now, then that's fine.
Totally. Yeah. Thomas, we need to hear some music now.
I think Torsten might like this one.
Music to listen to when it's raining. So that would be bring me into a completely different mood, and I really like it. I had no clue that it is Sonny Rollins. I'm a big Sonny Rollins fan, and yeah, that's great.
I didn't know that as well. I bought it like 3 months ago, and you can see it's from South Africa, so it has like a South African feeling to it. It's a French release, but it's I think it might be recorded in South Africa.
Wow.
South Africa or South America? There's South America on the cover.
South America. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it has with the bongo drums. It has a different.
Yeah,
feeling
it has a great.
And the good thing with it is, I think it's like a 20-30 euro records. It's not expensive.
Here we go.
For me, it's one of my favorite Sonny Rollins albums.
Wow. And you just discovered it recently, Thomas.
Yeah, I saw a DJ set with the Coco, which is a female DJ who play a lot of music from South America. But she played this first song. I was like, what is this? I need this.
Yeah.
Did you realize, Thomas? Did you realize that it was Sonny Rollins when you heard it?
No, I looked it up right away. I was like, what is this? Because it fits perfectly together with the mix of music.
Because you are Tanskan in a way did. He said Rollins before you showed it. Impressive. That was impressive.
Yeah, really cool, Thomas.
What's your take on Sonny Rollins in general, Stunty? I know that you are Steve Lacy and not John Coltrane. How about Sonny Rollins?
So I'm not that interested in Sonny Rollins in reality. This record is really cool because it's got this feeling, this South Mediterranean feeling. It's like you're in the souk, like in Algeria. It's not really like the typical African vibe or South American in this case. No, it is more like something a little bit greedy, but also like birth of civilization in a way, like the Mediterranean. Yeah. No, I really liked it. I've heard it before. It's a common record, so I know I don't have it personally, but it's a record that when I see it, if it's in good shape and if it's like 10, 15, then I'd take it, which will happen.
Cool.
Santi, is there a word for these kind of jazz? I mean, when we have like samba in jazz, we call it bossa nova. And is there a word for African influence in jazz?
Well, people say Afro jazz, but that is very misleading. I guess that when you hear the word spiritual jazz, you're closer to what you're after here.
Spiritual jazz, you would call it?
Yeah, right. Even if it's kind of catch it all term like many terms in music, but in this case, I would say this is a spiritual jazz record. Would you agree, Thomas? Or a proto?
I feel like it's spiritual in the feeling.
Yeah. Okay. We have to do some.
You know, just quickly. Okay.
Because Thorsten, aka Snake Oil, is not a squirrel. Richard James, aka FX Twin, he is a raccoon, and as everybody knows in Germany, raccoons can talk. Sorry, Stunty, go on.
Yes. No. I was sorry. What was I saying? I forgot. I just got a call.
Spiritual jazz. We were talking about spiritual
jazz.
I
was asking. In the track we were listening to, you could hear the bass line was pretty prominent and was pretty repetitive. Often in spiritual jazz, you will have something a little more monotonous than in traditional jazz. Basically, to get you closer to, you have like the bass or the drums. One of the instruments who has a function to get you in a groove / trance, something repetitive that you don't have to think about anymore. It's there, you can just follow it, and you don't need to think about it anymore. So you have some other aspects of the music that bring some levity. That's what usually some of the structure you find in spiritual jazz classically, that bass line that is very repetitive and almost not motoric, but that has a very minimal quality to it.
Then it's an early version of techno trance.
You could say so, yeah.
So who is prepared? Is it Stunty or is it Thomas?
Not.
So Thomas is always prepared, as we know.
I'm prepared with two things, but one of them is another jazz thing. I'll just play.
Why not?
I have the feeling Thomas is playing the music especially for me. That is really my music.
He does.
Awesome.
He never would. I love to hear that. Love to hear that you like it.
No, I would love to play music the whole night for you, Torsten, because doing that you learn something yourself as well, and you get deeper into that kind of music. But this one is from 1979, and it's quite late for Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. It's and I didn't know about it until that long ago. I found out there was a sample that I really loved on this one. I think it's for a Tribe Called Quest or something? That's one of the most famous sampling is on this one. And I said, I need to buy this one, and I looked it up, and I had it in my own shop. So that was one of the cheap ones. But again, it's not an expensive record. I think it's 20 to 40 euro for this one.
Yeah, exactly. And there's tons of pressings of it.
Yeah.
Really? Reissues? Or what do you mean by tons of pressings?
No. I mean, I think there's it's a very late Art Blakey. For me, it's my favorite Art Blakey record by Bernard.
No, it's
but
not.
I'm not a fan of.
Really? It is?
It is. Yeah,
not Morning?
But I'm not a big fan of Art Blakey. No, but I like because there's James Williams on here. James Williams, he was born in the 50s, so he was a kid at the big time of Art Blakey. And when he played this like Cuban piano on it, which is something completely novel for Art Blakey, for me, it makes sense in that context. And also, this is like a New York record from the late 70s, when you already have disco, when there's like music, a lot of music fusions, not necessarily fusion, but and you can feel that this is a record that is. I think it was originally released in Holland because I think it was actually recorded in Europe, if I remember correctly. My pressing is different than Thomas, and mine is a Dutch pressing. But you can feel that this is, this music wasn't created in a vacuum. You could technically have done it in the 50s, but Art Blakey could never have done that in the 50s, which, in the grand scheme of things, who cares? Like, either you like it or not. But I also feel that crossover of different small details coming from different types of music is right from that time, and I love it.
It's from, you said it's from the 70s, right? 70s?
Late 70s.
Late 70s. Yeah.
This release is from 1979.
All right.
So, Thomas, you prepared a second record, as you told us.
Yeah, but I found the sampling that was the reason why I bought this record. I'll just play a few seconds of that one.
Amazing.
And it has like drums in the end, like. if you like it, just buy it because the whole album is good.
I can imagine that some people will.
Yeah. I'm happy for it.
Yeah, one of the biggest hip hop songs of the 90s. Like the first few seconds of this, dun, 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 and of course that's only what you get in this record, but in the track that everyone knows is dun, 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 like it just goes in a loop, and it's anyone who was like in their teens in the 90s, they know that, hopefully.
Who was teens in the 90s? Oh my god, you look way older.
Thomas was a teen in the 90s. Thomas is still a teen, I think.
In his mind he is. In his mind
I'm getting into the teens. I can feel that.
I think Stunty has prepared a song for us, if I'm not completely mistaken. Did you prepare a song or didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Shall we?
Oh, we shall.
Electronic music, but let's see.
That you choose this one.
Sorry, what were you saying, Michael?
I was very surprised that by any Jan Jelinek after the records Thomas just played. Why did you choose this one?
Well, I think it's quite obvious.
No, for me, not for me. That's why I asked.
It's it's Jan Jelinek doing jazz basically. With it's Triosk, which is a band, and this is from 2003, so it's 21 years old. I think it got reissued because back then it wasn't successful at all. Like I remember buying this in the dollar bin, and now it's somewhat semi-expensive.
No, but it is your music.
Yeah,
and
nice.
again, when you do the music, Carl runs amok. Always when you play it.
The opposite.
It was the opposite last week. Okay, that's fine. Sorry. Yeah, but there is. What was the name? I just can't remember the name. He has a jazz, and he even calls it jazz. What am I talking about?
Yeah, it's the jazz loops, something
like that. I thought you played something like from that album when you want to show the things you just want to show.
It's more electronic. This one is like a jazz record that has a lot of these minimalist elements we were talking about, and it's a record that has aged particularly well, in my opinion.
Yes,
I think it was probably an experiment, and it's just this record that I remember buying it because I was not like a big fan of Jan Jelinek in 2003. I mean, who was? He was fairly new, but I heard this and I found it in the not dollar bin, but super cheap anyways.
Yeah. You could find those.
Okay, I'll take it, and I find myself listening to it fairly often. So, yeah.
I can totally understand it. Yeah,
you are too young, HV, and just run. We are dangerous over here. Thorsten, are you aware of Jan Jelinek?
I only know the name. First time really listening to it, but I really like it. I mean, it reminds me a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of Pink Floyd. It's like the machine is meeting reality, or machine is meeting nature. Yeah, you have this beat, the foundation of it, and then there's a lot of things on top going on, and I really like it.
Okay. See, you found another Jan Jelinek.
I don't know if it's what Thorsten was referring to. But most music I enjoy have one thing in common, something that I perceive personally as psychedelic. So then we are in agreement.
Yeah.
I like this monotone beat as a foundation, and then you have interesting things going on top of it, and it's not necessarily communicating with a foundation. And that is something that reminds me of some tracks of like Pink Floyd or something. I really like it. But I always need the groove. I need the beat. I need
some
timing.
You need something, right?
Yeah, something I can hold on. Yeah.
Thomas, you are aware and you like Jan Jelinek records? You probably are, right?
I'm aware. It's not my most favorite thing. I think it's interesting, but
my favorite album of his is the Jazz Loops. I really like that one. I think this is, if you only need one record of him, this would be my personal go-to copy. But whatever. Hit us.
What can we share with you today? Would you like snowflakes that sing, or presents from the king? We feel the spirit rising fast. our neighbors feel this beat.
Yeah, more music for a rainy day in Copenhagen, I think. But this is a not expensive record again, and I think it's good from start to end. If you like the feeling you heard here, it's an amazing record. They called Heaven and Earth from 1952. America.
52.
I told you, Jenny, if you waited long enough, that love would show its face and life would mean so much. That life would mean to you much more than time allows. All the bad times, Jenny, they could be erased. Give love some time, Jenny, you will find your
But did I understand you right, Thomas? This is not from 52.
73.
70. Okay, then I misunderstood. Okay. Nice one. And not an expensive one. See? Thorsten, what's your take on that, let's say, more American kind of music?
Yeah, it's not too much for me. The first song, I like the first song a lot. Someone wrote, it's like a early Björk, and yes, I think so too. Yeah, it's the crazy voices are missing, but all the instruments they were pretty much like Björk. Yeah, I think so. But the second song, that is too much.
Lala.
Yeah. It's like, Joan Baez is successful, so let's copy her.
I kind of agree with Thorsten here. It's very well done. It's beautiful, but it's also not challenging at all. It's like been there, done that. Unless you're really appreciating as like a piece of jewelry in a way, or like a watch, like the details of it. It is beautiful for sure.
It sounds great, but it's
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be always challenging, right? Sometimes you just can listen to a nice piece of music without being challenged.
I don't.
Okay.
No, but
if you have a rough day, you will.
You know, but challenging doesn't necessarily mean antagonistic. It doesn't mean it's against you.
The idea is missing. There's no idea in the music. No original ideas from the artist. It's my opinion.
Maybe in the sense that, is there something hidden in it? Is there something to find? In that sense, I think that's what you mean, Thorsten.
Yeah. He's French. He's French. Look at the way they play football. It tells you everything.
Don't even start, Michael. If you want to.
Okay. Stop.
No, but like if I had I'm gonna play some German music now for Thorsten and for Michael and for some of people who are looking for stuff that is familiar to them. And it's not gonna be crazy avant-garde music, but there's a twist.
Okay. That's like Velvet Underground.
But you've turned your back and built up a wall day by day, day by day. And our thoughts just don't meet. And I've lost all the feel for the beat of your heart. You're not near. you're not far, and it's nowhere but here where you are. You say we are wrong, we're going the wrong way, but you've turned your back and built up a wall. Day by day, day by day, and our thoughts just don't meet, and I've lost all the feel for the beat of your heart. You're not near, you're not far, and it's nowhere but here where you are. You say we are wrong,
It's not Inga Humpe, right?
we're going the wrong way.
Yeah, but it's cool. There's something unique in it, and yeah, it's
Proto
not
Neue
the
Deutsche
average
Welle.
everyday voice that you hear. It's different, and yeah.
Berlin sounds. That's true. I agree. That's true.
Well, it is actually since it was recorded. It's in it's Connie Plank's studio,
Okay, cool.
and it
No, I
was
see.
in
Yeah.
rare records where Connie Plank actually plays when he's not part of the
Mhm.
band. So it is interesting in that regard. That song is beautiful. It's like cold, but very energetic, and it's kind of like a song from Wire, the English band, but with female vocals. There's a 7-inch version of that song where she sings fully in German, and it's good as well. I mean, but they're exactly the same apart from that. It's a super cheap record. It's a dollar bin record because no one really cares.
Fred Banana combo. Never heard of them. What year are we talking? It sounds a little bit proto Neue Deutsche Welle in a way.
Yeah, 82.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
And actually, see, they're from Düsseldorf.
Are they?
Mm.
Once more. I wonder if I know the singer. Maybe I do.
The singer, she's called. They don't give her. It's Nicole Meyer, and she also is the one who plays the drums on it, which is pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool. That's
So
cool.
it's kind of like a Mo Tucker thing. going
Yeah,
on.
I remember I said at the beginning it was like Velvet Underground a little bit. With this
Do you
stuff.
know it, Thomas?
No, I don't know it.
It's you probably have like several copies of this in your stock for $5 or something, but yeah, it's one of these records. It's basically the best song of it I just played. But if it's $5 or 10, then you're good.
Yeah, from Proto Neue Deutsche Welle, where do we go from there, Thomas? Wow. What was that? Wow. Okay.
From the late 60s.
Yeah.
An American record. It's in a like experimental folk area, psychedelic rock. It has crazy tracks, crazy drums, weird songs. So it's one of those that I listen to a little bit over time.
Mm-hmm.
So I learn a little bit more about it each time I hear it. So and here this is some of the drum.
It's like Apple.
So it's a mix-up of a lot of crazy things, I think. Do you know about it, Stanley?
No, I don't. But it's funny because the drums like it instant Silver Apples vibe. But the whole thing before it kind of makes me think that the older we get, the more we all want to go to the chill out of Woodstock or something. It feels.
Yeah, but that was quite Timothy Leary-like, right? Does he have his fingers on this one? Wow.
Just imagine if Woodstock had a chill out and Timothy Leary was the DJ. It would make perfect sense.
It would totally do. Thorsten, what do you think of those sirens?
I
Crazy,
really like it because that is the type of album that you are like, you can't stop listening to it because you're always like curious what comes next.
What
is
comes
the next part? Yeah, and it's very interesting. And how is this developing into what? And yeah.
But how do you find such a record? Crazy. Although I understand one thing, I think the jacket was amazing, and this jacket makes you curious. I think. What is on this crazy record? Is it a private press or a bigger label, small label, no label?
It's a private press. It's it's on this.
Real Children of One.
So it might be the record of a cult, right, Thomas?
It could be, yeah.
I agree.
If we're talking about cool covers and music that, well, Thomas, you have already something lined up, or shall I go?
Oh, you can go. I'll just have the same one in the background. So.
Wait. Is this Beatles?
That's a super famous tune, isn't it?
Stop right now. You did that once, and that means no, don't do that. Oh, please stop it, please. This is really a lot of work to get it back up. You know, with the Beatles, it just doesn't work out.
Don't worry about it. Trust me.
We did it once, and you said the same thing, and I had 1 hour of.
Don't worry about it. Because it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, but the algorithm thinks that it is. It's not me. You can play that for 1 hour, but it took me so long. You played once the Beatles, whatever, and it didn't work out. And the algorithm killed almost my whole channel. So please don't. I'm terrible. It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
And then we have to give something to the algorithm.
Yeah, thank you again, Stanley. You know, I don't have any problems with this kind of thing.
Highly appreciated, Santi.
And it's a wonderful jacket, a wonderful record, by the way. Amazing. Tell us about it, please.
There's only one pressing of it. It's a Swedish band made in Sweden, released on the Swedish branch of Sonnet. And they have this amazing cover of Lay Lady Lay by Bob Dylan, which is instrumental. So if you don't like Bob Dylan's voice, but then that's your record of choice. I remember
Dylan, right? Beatles, sorry.
David from Safe and Sound of Texas, who was there earlier today, when he visited Sweden, I forced him to buy this when we were in a shop, and we saw that he would get something from Sweden, because he was looking for American records, and he indulged me, and I think he was happy. It used to be a somewhat cheap record, not super cheap, but like $30-50. Now you can still find it in Sweden sometimes at a normal, decent price, but it's gone up in price. And I mean, just the whole package of it is amazing.
Yeah, wonderful, really amazing. And yeah, new sounds and old. I'm sorry, but that, I think that is connected to Stunty's microphone. When Stunty plays music, the microphone turns down the volume down. I know that's not optimal, but hey.
Yeah, I have to turn down the microphone each time I play the music. I forgot on this one maybe. And it's also because we're going through my gear, then through Michael's, and then on my streams we don't have that problems, but because it's direct.
Okay. Yeah. And don't underestimate the effort we have to do to play music in general in that quality. It's not as easy as it might look. And I totally agree, Wyoming Dave, Snake Oil is an awesome raccoon. I totally agree.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was mistaken because it was Dylan, of course, but I was in shock that he played something like that, because we really can get into
Who did you think it was, Michael?
I said Beatles, but of course it was Dylan.
Well, yeah, I've played that a couple of times in my streams, and
it worked out.
Oh yeah, no problem. That's because, yeah, well, it is one of the best melodies Bob Dylan's done.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think it's a perfect song of Dylan to cover, because the music is almost stronger than the melody he's singing in that case, which is rare. Usually have all the melodies in his singing. In this case, yeah, so smart thing. Did you know about it, Thomas? I would not be surprised you did.
Yeah, I tried to I've tried to collect it made in Sweden at some point because they have amazing records, and they're not expensive. They're really good.
Yeah, that was an awesome recommendation, Santi. I think this is a record one should have in the collection. It was beautiful cover. Everything was beautiful about it. And we do like records where everything is beautiful about, right, Thomas?
We love that. This one, I can see the sunshine is coming here in Copenhagen now.
Oh, see? No, we get a different mood in the music, I hope.
Sunshine mood. I get the feeling of the garden party, but it's not garden party.
The twilight of the dark. I think that's the whole idea, Nadi. Thorsten, are you still with us?
Absolutely, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but that's I have to explain a little bit now, because of course, when Thomas plays such a Sunshine song, there is an inner spirit in Stunty that forces him to put something up like this. But it was an interesting record. Tell us a little bit about it.
So this is a duo of Norwegian women, one of which has, I learned recently, since then been killed in a mass murder thing.
Not a big surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That's their only real album. And the music is very simple. It's basically like doomy synthesizers, but very minimalistic, and with the contrast of that voice coming from distance with a lot of reverberation. So it's dark, but it's also very eerie before being dark, I think.
Yeah.
So there is an inherent sadness to it, for sure, but it is quite powerful, even if it's simple and it's not very well. I mean, it's very basic, the production, but it's very effective.
But isn't there a huge aspect of posing when it comes
Normally, yes, but like with this record, I don't care. Like I completely can tune out of whatever they want it to be. Like when you see these pictures, I don't care about it. It's funny that they go with all this whole thing and take it that seriously, but the music itself is just powerful because it manages. Just imagine if you had some heavy metal electric guitars on that would be super cheesy. That would be totally useless, or in my opinion, at least.
I get your point. Yeah,
just the fact that they managed to keep it like to the absolute basic of what they wanted to be, basically witchcraft mass, like whatever, like dark occult music, and I think they really managed to do that, which is why I think it's an interesting. I think it's a good record, and if they made a whole career out of it, it might have been strange, but they only made one record, almost like a ceremony, which is kind of a counterpart in my world, or in my opinion, to like that record that Thomas played earlier, that Jose and a bunch of others were saying it's witch music, like the hippie kind of witch. And I agree.
The hippie approach of it, in a way. Yeah.
I just thought we might remember the Shakespearean witch approach a little bit.
But
Thomas,
it's super powerful. I mean, imagine if you would use this music as a soundtrack for whatever pictures you put on top of it. It would be super dark and super evil, and if you want like an anti-drug thing, and then you take pictures from Woodstock, and then this music, and it's like, oh, this is the most scary thing, and really powerful.
And Ben Frost tried so hard to get this attitude, and they did it on one record.
Yeah.
Thomas, your thoughts on that record?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I will always buy those records when I know about them and see them. Yeah, I think because my real job was working in the film industry for 30 years, so I'm always when you get pictures and you get ideas out of music, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So what you are saying is that being a record collector is not a real job?
It's a real job now.
As you said, my real job was in the film industry.
I worked in the film industry for 30 years. So.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to make some fun.
Yeah.
Okay, how eerie can we get now, Thomas? Or do you prefer to do a break? Because it can't get any eerier, right?
No, it's a break. I saw Nadine there, and this break is for Nadine.
This break is for Nadine.
Come on now! Do it! Do it, girl! Give me some loving. Come on now, give me that good thing. Give me some loving. Come on now, give me that good thing.
This is a disco album, quite rare record that's from start to end is good.
Nice
If you like
one.
this music.
So is it a 12-inch or is it an album?
It's an album. It has 8 tracks on it. And it's on a small label called Cat.
Tell us a bit about the label. If you still have those records with you, we talked about before we did the stream. I think that is quite an interesting label overall, right?
It is, yeah. For me, it is, yeah. There's not that many releases on there. There's around 15 releases, and the most well-known is Gwen McQuay.
So, but before you go on, please, I just want to share this moment. So, what Thomas does now, he shows us, I think, all the releases of this label, and he might be the only person who is able to do so, because what he shows now are all originals.
This is quite well known and a masterpiece in this category of music. This is an amazing record. Gwen McQuay, Rockin' Chair. It has a lot of good tracks on it. But the label is also into a little bit blues music. Little Beaver, he did a few albums here and a few albums elsewhere. Here's another one.
So they go from disco to blues back and forth, or is there a period of time where they just changed?
There's a period of time where it's just changed. And this one is George McQuay together with Gwen McQuay. They were married, and I think he did the huge hit was Rock the Boat, which was a huge hit in the 80s.
Rock the Boat, of course.
Yeah, they were married and did this record together.
Manfred Stock, of course, knows and likes them.
This is a really, really good soul album. This is another one for Gwen McQuay. It's also it's not the best, but it's a good album. Another one from Little Beaver.
Thomas,
Gwen
what
McQuay.
year? What's the year span between all these albums? How many years for all of them to come out through?
I think they all came out from 75 to like 78.
Okay, that's a short period of time.
That's what I thought, and it's quite funny to see that there's basically like zero art direction in the art of the covers. Like they have, it's all over the place.
Yeah. True.
And there's the interesting ones are this one we just heard a track from. It's and that's really rare, but the most rare one is this one.
Black Knight. I love that jacket, Stunty. Why don't we dress up for Next Den Bosch like this?
I will, if you will. I will, 100%.
Let's do
no
that.
problem.
That's it. And you know, the funny thing is we cannot hear it. We cannot hear this record from Thomas. You know why? Because this, Thomas, is what?
It's a sealed copy. Sorry.
This is unbelievable. A sealed copy of this one is crazy.
Yeah, and I think the last one sold was 1,300 euro for a copy of this.
But I think not a sealed one, right?
I don't know. I didn't see that. But and this one, I'll play a little bit from another album here.
Yeah, sure, please.
You're the
has an amazing voice when we put it in. This one never came out. It only came as a promo copy. It was never released as a normal record.
So that means you only have this usual amount of a few promo copies, and that's it.
A few thousand.
Yeah.
You think it's a few thousand? Enlighten us.
Yeah.
You think it's a few thousand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Promo copy for stuff like that, it's a few thousand. And that song, by the way, I don't know if you could hear it, but it was a big inspiration for one track of Daft Punk.
Was it?
Like
Okay.
the melody of the voice, yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't aware of. Thorsten, your take on disco?
Well, I like disco. I mean, for me, it's they all sound a little bit the same, but I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised how good they sound. It's like I said, it's the first time I'm using headphones to listen to the show, and I will never ever listen.
So you recommend to the viewers now use headphones if
really
possible.
use headphones. It sounds so great, and I mean,
Cool.
some
Good
of
to know.
these records really sound great.
Stunty, can you imagine if you are a cute little raccoon going into a disco?
Yeah.
Imagine this.
Yeah, but well, we're doing it, and I have to thank Drati Reda because I had a brain fart. It's Cassius, not Daft Punk, obviously. My feelings for you. It's Thomas played a couple of like 2-3 disco songs now that are kind of like, we're going to the disco. It's not like yet full on.
Okay.
So
And now comes the moment where Justin Peters was afraid of. Now we get Stunty's response. Give it to us.
Estoy bailando, 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 bailando. Estoy bailando, 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 estoy bailando, bailando, bailando,
Stanley
a
goes to
long
the
song.
disco.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's one of my favorite sequel weapons to play in a DJ set.
Okay, cool.
It's
That was. But what was it? Show it to us, please.
so it's one of these records that has no art sleeve.
Okay.
It's someone who was kind of famous in the early 80s because this is Kautimundi.
Mhm.
But this is a record from Kautimundi from like 2010 or something
Kid
like that.
Creole and the Coconuts presents.
Kautimundi was basically his sidekick. He was on
yeah,
most of his songs.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah. And this is the record he did, the first solo record of his, and it's amazing. Basically, it's a Kid Creole record, except that it's Kautimundi taking the lead and Kid Creole being the backup singer on it. And yeah, as you can see, but this one is...
Wait. Let me get in the other guest, please. So, Thorsten, would you go to the disco with Stunty after that song?
Definitely. That's a kind of music I really like when I'm in a club, when I'm slightly drunk, then it's perfect music. But I would never ever listen to it at home. So not in a million years.
Good point.
In a club, it's great.
Thomas, do you listen to this kind of music at home? Disco stuff like that? Or what Thorsten just said, no, I have to be in a party mode. I have to be with people a little bit drunk. Although we are always a little bit drunk, but
I think I spend a lot of time home preparing for go out playing, so I will play it at home, get to feel how it feels for me, and I will definitely play it really loud in the evening. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Thomas, you have more disc. Wait, yeah, let's see it. So that's the label of it. Nice one. Do we stick with the disco or do we go into a different?
I think we stick a little bit with. I have a track here that I really like. It's not that kind of disco. I've just said that Kid Creole. I met him a lot of times. He's the best friend of one of my friends.
Is he?
He's married to a Danish girl, so you see him a lot in Copenhagen, and he still go around partying. He played a few months together with my friends as a DJ, where they played like live Latin music together.
Well, that's funny. Does he still dance like he did?
He looks exactly the same. He feels exactly the same.
Okay.
He has changed. But his son is doing music as well, and that's something you should go check out. He's amazing.
I DJ'd with him one time around like 15-20 years ago, and I agree with Thomas. He's a vampire. He looks the same. But before he was married with your Danish friend, like he was married with her. Let's be horrible, Thomas. Did he do an upgrade or not?
Oh, no. I don't put Thomas into that kind of position. He meets him next Friday and says, what did you say of Michael's stream? Are you crazy? Sadly, you're a bad person, quite often.
No, I will say his wife is quite amazing. She's really nice. Beautiful and nice.
There you go. You see, Michael, I expected no less from Thomas. You would have been in trouble.
No less either. But you put him into an awkward position, and I cannot let you do that. Did you just...
I can't get along without you. You're the best for me. I
think if you like the 80s hits like Woman and Woman, Teardrops, and that area of music, which was a lot of in the 80s, this one is one that not many knew of at that time, but it's but I think it kept a little bit of the quality to it nowadays. It's called.
That was quite interesting, Thomas, because of course that was 80s, but I'm a kid of the 80s, and you are too. But that was the 80s. That nowadays I see that completely different. But at its time, that was the enemy. That kind of music was the enemy.
I'm not quite sure. I think it was more like ABBA was the enemy, but not soul.
Nah, in my world, this kind of music was ABBA didn't exist in a way. I get your point, but nowadays I'm totally fine with it in a way. But at the time, if somebody would have played this song, I would have been sincerely offended. Nowadays, totally different.
Thomas, is there an instrumental version of that track?
There's another version on the other side, but I think it's the same. I'll just check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
That intro is fantastic. I think the vocals make it less timeless than the... Yeah. Much better for me. I would do a great edit of that one. There's a lot of potential in this.
Yeah, but I think I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sandy. I know you do either I say it or not. But this intro, I can imagine what you like is that it's almost like early house.
Yeah, maybe you could say it that way. But there's like it's before the arrangement takes over, and you got like the horns in the background, and the voices and the strings were kind of the same for me. So I liked it when it was like a little rougher in the beginning with that like tapping bass. I think there's a timeless track hidden in there. But I think if you love that music from that area, then sure.
But Stunty, Thomas, Thorsten, it's an interesting aspect because I think it started at that time. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. That you have this version where they sing, and you have the instrumental version, and that was so uncommon that you have had it. How much did that help get into house and techno that you get used to those instrumental versions? What do you think, Thomas, Stunty, Thorsten?
That it got into house because of this?
Yeah, because we no, not definitely, but it helped that you get used to music without singing.
Yeah, I think it started with a small sampling, and then you find out that people like the beat that was instrumental, and in that way it moved out from that time maybe into house music.
Stunty?
But
well, one of the biggest house tracks is E2, E4 though, so you could say it comes from hard rock as well.
Yeah. But that might be a coincidence, right?
No, because it was actually a track that was being played in the disco clubs in New York.
I was talking about Manuel Götzing, a krautrock record. Yeah, I agree. Okay, they did it.
Yeah,
they actually.
I think a lot of house comes from two things: people wanting to do disco when you couldn't do disco anymore because there was no economy for it anymore, and thus using electronic instruments, and also the DJs from like 79, 84 who were making tapes tape edits of whatever they could make sound groovy, and they mined disco, they mined prog, they mined whatever music that had lots of interesting like future sounding arrangements. And there's some disco, some prog, and krautrock is a form of prog, you could say.
Yes, true. Thorsten, any thoughts on that?
I have no clue. Honestly, I have no clue. I'm just learning. So
yeah, me too. Okay, as we are here for 2 hours, 2 minutes, I would say we don't call it a day, so stay with us, but we get into the last rounds for today. Thomas.
It was just like I saw, like it's called Vance and Suzanne, and the instrumental is a different setup, Applesauce.
Ah, okay.
Might be the band that called themselves Applesauce, but it's 2 different recordings, I think.
Interesting. Also not that typical, I guess. Stanti, you want to start with your last round?
Okay.
Here we go.
No, this is pure 80s electro. This is, I would say 84 probably. Sounds like 84, but yeah, 84, exactly. So this is Laser Dance by Laser Dance, the vocoder dub remix. On the other side, you have the space version remix, which is 11 minutes and 10 minutes long. And it's this kind of records that, like, you can instantly, at least for me, say this is from 84. This sounds like 84. I think Thomas will agree. But it also sounds like the stuff that might have sounded dated at one point is irrelevant anymore. Now it's just pure hedonistic music that if you play it at the right time in a club, Like this will make people
So you
really
also play that nowadays when
enjoy
you have,
themselves.
you play that nowadays, don't you, on your set sometimes?
So sorry, Michael,
You play this
your
kind of
voice was
music.
vocoding for me.
Oh, okay. You play that kind of music nowadays in a set when you play sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Thomas.
I will.
I'm sure.
I got this one from a Disco Mix Club in the days. I remember that one, but at that time I had difficulties playing it. I will say I'll play it better today than in 1984
Okay.
because
Nice.
it has a different sound from what I played in 84.
So today we really had some cool disco music. Who would have thought of that? I love it. I really love it. Before Thomas plays our last song, I just want to thank this guy for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you with us. I hope you
Thank
enjoyed
you for
it.
inviting me. And I learned a lot. Trust me.
I trust you. I trust you. So Stunty does some stunts. I don't know what he's doing now. Thomas, what will be the last track of the evening?
I found a record that I've forgotten for a long time, and this one will be on the OBC one of the next days. This one.
Okay. Boogaloo. What is it? Bigaloo. A Bigaloo. Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you here.
Nice.
Boogaloo combo. It's a compilation.
Okay.
And I would say there's 5-6 good tracks on it. So it's one of those that you need to have in your collection if you need to play like Brazilian funk boogaloo. It's just an amazing record that that I will put up. But I have after this I have the end song. I have one and a half song left. Is that okay?
Of course, it's not, Thomas. Of course, it's okay. So we listen to this one, and then you have another one. Yeah, of course. Hey, come on.
A little bit from this one, so we can hear the
Yes,
difference between the tracks.
of course. Very cool. Very cool.
It's a cool album. A lot of good tracks. Should I say? Amazing
Yeah, that
compilation.
nice one, really nice one. Yeah, yeah, a little bit like War. Yeah,
A bit like War, yeah.
but that wasn't the record you wanted to shut down the stream with.
No, I think we never played this area of music. So I'm just like preparing. If somebody likes it, I will find more for next time.
Yeah, cool.
So this is the last song.
So this is a sneak peek for next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, babe, nobody move me the way you do. Ooh, babe, nobody move me the way you do. When you look into my eyes, baby, ooh, baby, chill me through and through.
Thank you all so much. Can't wait for next week. See you next week. Bye. And Thorsten, please wave too. Everything else would be unfair.